Yesterday, I'll be honest, I just didn't feel like doing anything other than I had to work. But today I am feeling good. And last night I started a song, somebody's truck. Um, and I wanted to just kind of show you my process of going from Koala to Ableton and how I do my song. And it's pretty simple. Nothing really complicated. But I figured I would just show you. So here's the parts. So percussion. Sometimes this will just be a hat, depending on the song. Um, got some ambient stuff going on here, which I've stretched. Every time I get in Koala, I tend to stretch stuff just to take it to another place. This one is a sample right here, and then I reverse the sample. But before I did that, I stretched it to like I think 16 bars, then put them together, added one to the end, and then stretched it another 16 bars. So that's how I tend to do. And then on the performance aspect of that, I added a big cooker as well as a phaser. So this is kind of what it sounds like. So it's kind of wild. The cool thing is when you have something that's not repetitive, and then something that's kind of like texturally repetitive, but in the background, and then your drums, of course, and then having some mix up spots where some type of percussion kicks in to give it a little variation in the sound. So, like for instance, about right here. Let me see if I can. And then I have the volumes, a lot of dropping in and out, or like ducking, like volumes, kind of just velocity rather. That's what I'm trying to say. Just to give it some variation, I change the velocities and stuff like that. All right, so how do I do this? It's pretty simple. All I do is go export, and then I do the current sequence, because that's that sequence right there. And then I like my stems, so it will stem each part individually. So I'm gonna go stems, and then let it do its thing. And then I keep a folder where I have samples, different things like that. So what I'll do, other samples, and we'll make a folder for it. So we'll go a new folder. I'll change it to flip 194 because that's what it is. I do sometimes put the BPM, but this case I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just moving samples to a spot where I can pull. You can just hit save. So now they're in there. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to go to that drive, which is right here. All my stuff is. Find the Koala folder, which is Koala. Nope, not that one. I'm sorry. The one that says other samples is what I'm looking for. There it is. 194. Go ahead and unzip that loop. And to save me a lot of headache of having 50 folders, I'm just going to remove all this. Cool. So we're done there. And then I already have over here in Ableton the other folder where I can jump right to it and then grab those parts. So we'll start bringing them in. This is the kick, I believe. So we'll just start bringing in the rim. Now these are going to be red. I usually get rid of this so I've done the bulk of the work in Koala. Here's a perk. It comes in, change that to red. And then there's one more, 2 hi-hat loops. So put that one in, this one in. And again, same principle, we're just changing all these parts to red. That's how I keep track of what's drums and what's not. Could group all this stuff together, but I'm not. I'm just going to minimize these. So there they are. That's the drums. Now we can go ahead and grab the other 2 parts. So the drone and then the ambient loop. So I'm going to leave the ambient loop blue. I'll make this drone brown. And that's where I start. So now that's just taking the stuff into here. And now I start building out the track more. Now, if you're on just your iPad or iPhone, I would suggest probably build as much of it in Koala as you can. Use AUM to help you get instruments if that's what you have. For me, I'm picky and I like to have better quality sounding instruments. And for me personally, just the way I feel like I get that from the desktop more than I do from iOS. So it's hard for me to just use those instruments. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I bring it to Ableton. And then I have access to everything that I have as far as instruments, glitch machines, etc. So depending on where I'm going with this song, I might pull out Cataract. You guys have seen me use this before. What's cool about this is I could take some of the same samples that I just made. So we'll go to other right here. I can drop the drone in, maybe this one. And we could drop them in twice. So let's do that. Doesn't really matter. Then I can start finding some glitch ideas by randomizing the controls. And it's going to be really loud. So I'm going to have to do some leveling out some of these volumes because this stuff is hitting like crazy. So I usually start by just taking the kicks and the snares down so that they're not so loud. I usually go at least 3 dB down. And then let's do these. Because they're audio wave files, you're getting like that, the full depth of the sound, right? So that's good for starter point. We can always adjust more later. And then if I need volume down, I'll either do one or 2 things. I'll go into the wave itself, or I'll just adjust here. But for right now, let's see what this So Cataract is running. Okay, and then one thing that I like to do too, this is on iOS, and I'll do this on there sometimes too, is use a plugin called Pan Station. You ever heard of Pan Station 2? It's on desktop as well as there. But I like to use this one called Roundabout. I'm gonna drop the depth probably down to like 30. And the only reason I'm using this is to move the sound around. So it kind of makes this not sit, but give it some motion. So a lot of times I'll turn it back up once I put that on. Get it moving. And so you'll see I'm sitting at about, if I double this, I'm sitting at about 130. I like my songs when they're just instrumentals, unless you got a ton of changes going on, to not be more than 2 minutes, because it kind of gets to be super repetitive. So what I'm going to do is have a drop there. I'll start doing the little drops. You can do more drops if you want to. That's where I'm going to start. And then I'm going to start seeing if there's something, maybe some other instrument I want to add in. Let's see. I was thinking maybe use some Rhodes, see what I come up with. I'll just put them in and see. Sometimes this is good, sometimes it's not. Drop that pen. All right. Turn parts off so I can hear. So I still feel like the kicks is slamming. I'm going to turn them down inside of here, adjust them 3 dB. Same thing over here. I'm going to just adjust it 3 dB to give it some headroom so I can actually adjust it. Even these snares, I'm going to drop them down like 3 dB. So I'm letting you see all this so that you can just take parts you want. I'm not going to put timestamps on it. There's no purpose. I'm just kind of showing you my workflow. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't, right? I'm not even tripping on that. All right, cool. So this is a start. So you might hear spots where you want to drop out. Maybe something like this, or you just drop out something at the beginning. And I don't know if I want to use these Rhodes. There's a lot going on in this track. It's already busy. Let's see. Let's try something like dope. Alright, so I'm going to take Novum. Novum's a granulizer type plugin. And I'm going to grab the drone and drop it in. And it'll create me an instrument. To which I can remove parts. And make a new instrument. So when I'm bored and can't find something in the sample I like, I'll make another instrument from the sample. And I'm going to mute this one. And then I'm going to tie this Novum. Actually, I'm going to move here. This. So now I can use some scalar chords. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can figure out what this sample what key it's in because it's just all over the place. And one way to do that is just drag it in, let it detect. So it's in this key is what it's saying: G Lydian, G flat Lydian, sharp 6 scale. Interesting. So you could just play in G Lydian mode, which is fine too. Or this could be a D flat major scale, which is fine too. So I'm going to look for some chords maybe I have in D flat major. See if I have some scalar chords that might be able to get there. This is E flat. I could use that and fix it. I'll show you that in a second. So I'm just letting you, I'm talking out what my mind is thinking at the time, and everything, it just depends on where I'm gonna go in the end. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just kind of playing around until I find it, right? So let's try this, and then we'll drop it down to, what did I say, D flat? D flat major. So that's in G flat major. So A flat, D flat. There we go. And then we'll lock these chords in and see. Sometimes this doesn't work. And right now I'm not feeling like it's working. So let's just figure out what the scale is. If legit that's the scale. I'm just gonna grab this, throw this in. Do it one more time. You can see the notes up here for the scale. So we'll just use those notes that you see here in blue to play in the scale. Alright, cool. I'm gonna just make up something now. Here we go. Alright, that's good. Right? And J, consolidate this. There's a note that's lingering right there. Alright, now we can just duplicate it across them. So there's cool things in here you can do with like this right here. I want to lock that. But then I'm gonna exchange. Switch that layer out. It's a bit too bright for me. in different layers to try to see it. Interesting. It's not gonna work for me though. I'm just not feeling it. So moving on. So let's see. Sometimes it's less is best. Okay, that's just my feelings on this thing. I'm gonna do that, and then yeah. So this is not it. So maybe if that doesn't work and I want to try something else, I might go with just a instrument like, or I just thought of something I could do. I have some instruments and devices, some effects in here. And I'm going to use this space effect on this drone. So I'll put the pen over here, randomize that, see where it takes the sound. I'm going to turn the pan station off. Put some effects over here too. That ain't it. So let's see. Let's bring in this ambient synth. We're going to use that. All right, so let's go get something else. What do we want? I kind of like where it's at. Don't take much. The thing is because your ear can, if you put too much in there, it might get overboard, drawn out to where it just, you don't want to hear it. I don't know. That's how I feel sometimes about it. All right, let's do this. I could play a melody, or I could use Harmony Bloom. I think I'm going to use Harmony Bloom. Set it to the key and see what kind of randomization I get going on from that. Okay, so we'll open up Harmony Bloom. Turn it there. The scale, what did I say the scale was? Like D flat. D flat or D flat. And then we'll pick major. Let's go to major at 9. Hit the randomize button. Turn this up a little bit. I usually like to set that to 8. We'll play around till we find something that I just feel can Alright, cool. So what I'm going to do is have it start about right here. And we're just going to go with this. Oh, we're going to go with that. And when it drops out right here, I'm going to run with this other one that's lightless. Okay, so let's do this. It was cool up into here. And then we'll go ahead and Command J. And then we'll find something to fit this other end, but that's what I was hearing was not it. So let me. Alright. Let's try and mix it up, see if something works well with it. We'll start it there. Well, I like that. Alright, so when you find something you like, go ahead and save the preset. Otherwise you might lose it. My dog hears the noises. Alright. Let me go ahead and press record here. We're going to record out. Hold on 1 second. Tinkerbell. Communication with the other dogs, I'm trying to tell them. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so picking up where we left off. Sorry about that. This is she got on her bed. I like where it was at there, but I found this one and I kind of like it. So mark it there if I didn't do so already. And then let's pick up right here. Record this last part. All right, cool. So I just wanted to play a little bit past it, and then I'll probably fade that part out. But I'm not going to start it all like that, so I'm going to drag over, maybe give myself 2 to 4 bars. Let's just do 4 bars. All right, to have an intro. And that puts me close to where I want to be. I don't want to go past that, and then I'll figure out what the intro is going to be. So let's see. So now I have to turn off harmony boom, or else it's going to keep playing through there. That's not what we want. I could bypass it, I guess, up here. Just bypass it for right now. Cool. So now let's figure out what kind of intro do we want to go with. I was thinking about using Myth. So we'll use Myth. Just try it out. And we're going to use the same sample. So what I'm going to do is browse for a pad that I like or something I like. Maybe just go here for pads. You can kind of get the description going. I like more mellow. Let's see. Let's click off some of these. See if we can find some in this one. This is interesting. All right, let's swap these out with the sample. So we'll go synthesizer 2. And see what it sounds like if we swap it out. Smooth it out. I'm using these over here to randomize the preset or the parameters. What would it sound like if I throw this one in too? Why not? Just to mess around and see what it comes up to me. Let's see if it even works in the track. Could be the intro though. It's a bit much. Let's get rid of it. So let's find something else because that was definitely not it. Oh, you know what I haven't used in a while is spacecraft. Let's put spacecraft in, drop the sample in, and do something with spacecraft. That'll be fun. Something different. I'm not gonna sign on line. I do have this, so offline unlock. Let's see. Weird. All right, I'll unlock this later. So maybe we won't use that right now. I do have it though, so I'm not sure why. Okay, that's interesting. Well, that was fun. Let's find something else that we can use. Another machine of some sort that may. Let's try this pad. Oops. Well, I'm just hitting buttons today. Nope, that ain't it. So it's a lot of trial and error. I could take samples. You know what? I got an idea. Let's take a piece of this sample. Need 4 bars. Sometimes I'll do this when I'm just like not feeling it. So I took a piece of a sample here. I'll consolidate just that. And then I'll reverse it and fade it in and see what it sounds like as it fades in. It's okay. You know what would be interesting, now that I think about it, is if I could just stretch this audio here. Let's go Command J. I'm going to try something. I'm going to stretch this audio all the way across. That's one of the things I love about Ableton, is being able to just time warp anything. We'll go Complex Pro, and let's just stretch it all the way across as far as it'll let me. Because I really don't think I care too much about the audio being perfected. I'm obviously mangling stuff and trying stuff out here. Let's see what weird. Not feeling it hurt. I'm gonna get rid of it. Join the piano. Definitely need some bass. Capture the MIDI. So I was just having fun, just jamming. I don't even remember where I started. That was pretty cool. I like most of that though, so I'm gonna keep it. Consolidate. Let's see where it starts. keeping that, but we're gonna play some more because I want to get a little bit more in there. I'm gonna pick a random spot, and this is how I work because I'm not about trying to make something perfect. I'm trying to make something imperfect sound perfectly imperfect. Yeah. All right. Let's just play. All right. I don't know what was going on there, but let's roll with that. All right, cool. Capture that. Cool. That'll work. I'm gonna put this all together. Sometimes it's easier for my eyes to see the That was wild. I like it for some reason. Okay. So that is the song. And yes, it's all over the place. And yes, that's what it should be. Because that's what it feels like. You're all over the place. So anyway, um, very interesting. I might go back and tweak a few things, but not much. I'm a person who just loves to just let it just be what it is. And if I got to revisit too much, try to perfect it, then I don't like it half the time. So I like it to feel more like a jam session. It's the name, been jamming since birth. All about that, right? All right, so guys, hopefully you picked off something from that. Explore, get abstract, try different things. Don't stick to the same old typical tracks that you can make. And you'll find that you enjoy music a little bit more when you let yourself be more free. I'm a huge fan of free jazz, and I love listening to free jazz because I don't feel like anytime I listen to it, I hear the same old thing. So anyway, just keep that in mind when you're making your tracks. Have fun, and to the next one, we out.